And we're back. This is Campfire Tales with the Old Man of the Adirondacks. Unfortunately, we don't have time to talk about my camping trip when I got bared. We'll talk instead about my first real experience with a bear. As a young boy, I lived in, most would call it the middle of nowhere. Our nearest full-time neighbor was about a mile away. Surrounded by woods, we had a river that ran past our house. Wildlife all over the place. And we quite often had evidence of bears around the house. Nothing that we were really afraid of. One time we had a bear that was a little too curious. We had bear paw prints on windows of our house. He was looking in. Bear paw prints on doors in our house, doors to our house. So my dad, he called DEC, and they brought a bear trap. If you don't know what a bear trap is, it's a pretty big culvert that's closed on one side, trap door on the front that was triggered by bait inside of the culvert. When the bear went in, he would grab the bait and the trap door would close. It didn't take very long to capture this bear. We checked it a couple of mornings and there was nothing. And one morning we went up there and sure enough, there was a bear trapped inside of this bear trap. And as a family, we went up with a flashlight and there were little holes in the trap door that you could look through. And the whole family looked and they saw the bear. And I think I was the last to look. I can remember grabbing the flashlight and excitedly peering into this culvert, peering through a hole and looking at this bear. And I could see his eyes and his outline in the back of the trap. It was probably 10 feet long or so. And as I'm looking at this bear, he's huffing, uncomfortable, obviously, trapped. Well, he decides to charge. And within that 10 feet, he got a pretty good head of steam on him. And he hit the door right in front of my face. Loud bang, scared me to death. I mean, it turned white, hair on end, like Shaggy when he saw a ghost. Sweeks! Just scared. I can remember dropping the flashlight and running as fast as I could back to the house. And of course, my whole family's laughing at me because there's no way that bear could get out of that trap. Terrified me, a good laugh had by all. That's the first time that I ever got close to a bear. And hopefully the last time I ever get that close. I mean, inches. We had two houses on our property. We rented one out. This is another early experience with a bear. My dad lived in this house while he built the house that they currently live in. We were living in the new house, and Dad rented out the other house to a nice family. The man was a guide, loved his guns, loved fishing in front of the house. And I would go over there and talk to him. He was an interesting guy. And I can remember one morning waking up to a bang. Well, here my neighbor shot a bear out of a tree with a pistol. And the funny part of this is that the window that he shot the bear out of, he was actually in his house. I think it was the kitchen window. And it was a crank style window. You had to crank it and it opened from the bottom, swung up from the bottom. He had taken the screen off, put his hand and the gun down under the window and then back up so that he could see the sights, and shot this bear with, I'm assuming, a 357 or a 44 Magnum, a large revolver. And it just took him one shot. The bear was probably 20 yards from his house. Took him one shot, very skilled shot from the position that he was in. If you could just imagine reaching through a window like that and trying to shoot something with a gun it's gonna kick. But he shot this bear out of a tree. And I can remember as a kid going down and seeing that bear. It was laying half in the river and half out. It was a nuisance bear. No tickets were given. He used the bear meat, used the skin, and he actually gave me a bear claw, and a bear claw necklace, actually. And I sure wish I still had that. I mean, as a kid, you lose everything that you get. But that was my neighbor, just a crazy outdoorsman who shot a bear from his window. The memories of the wildlife here in the Adirondacks that I have are amazing. And if you don't spend time here outside, you don't make those memories. Guys, get outside. Make some memories. Make some campfire tales. You can tell your family, you can tell your friends, and send them to me. oldmanadk@gmail.com. That's oldmanadk@gmail.com. I also have a Facebook group called Old Man ADK. Look it up, join up, post your recipes, post your stories, post pictures of the fun you're having. So far, I've had a couple of people post little things, maybe just comments. Share pictures, guys. If you see wildlife and get a picture of it, share it. If you've got a story, share it, and I'll share it. I want your tales. I want to hear about your haunted house experiences or scary experiences you've had in the woods or just memorable fishing trips or hiking trips, overnight camping trips. Send me your stories, guys. This is the Old Man of the Adirondacks, and this has been Campfire Tales, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully next week we'll talk about me being bared. Have a great week. Signing out.